5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is my story of how I rode this boat across the Pacific Ocean. That's me, Cassidy. Come relive every unforgettable moment with me through the incredible highs and the intense lows during my 38 days, 9 hours, and 3 minutes at sea.
Day 1. Ooh, man. That was filled with the biggest mix of emotions. I was so happy, excited, and proud to have officially made it to the start line of this race. It was a long 2 years of preparations, training, fundraising, and to see our team finally make it was so relieving. But this day I also felt a little bit anxious, a little bit scared. I know that comes to a shock to a lot of you. You guys think I'm fearless and don't have any fears, but that's not true. I do. I just choose to face them. I choose to embrace them. So I do have fears. I was scared that day for all of the unknowns to come. At this point, I still had no idea how many days we would be at sea, the size of the waves we would encounter, and probably my biggest question was if we would capsize or not. I am someone who likes to be in the loop, who likes to have a plan for things, and that's not always the case with ocean rowing. So all of these factors seemed a little bit daunting to me. After waking up and having my last meal on land, which for anybody who's wondering, it was biscuits and gravy and fruit. Did not eat very much. My stomach was a little unsettled. After all of that, we were able to give our final hugs and say our final goodbyes to all of our friends and family who made it to the start line. I was super grateful to have such a big support system in the entire process of this race. But to have the people who were at the start line be at the start line just brought me so much comfort. Both my parents were there. The two oldest nieces, Ariana and Bella, were there. One of my volleyball coaches from Sierra College was there. She is somebody who has shaped me into who I am today, and a big part of why I believe I can do the crazy things I do in life. Friends that we met living here in Hawaii, Vanessa and Mike, they've been huge support system from the very start. I actually told them about this race when I first started in 2022, and they got to go see the women's lap 35 team come in at the finish line in Waikiki. It really came full circle for them to be a part of it. And then of course to have Trent. He has been my ride or die through everything in life, but especially this. I mean, this took not only 2 years out of my life, but also out of his life. We put a lot of things on hold to be able to make this race happen. And for him to just believe in me and support me, certainly would not have made it without him. So having him at the start line was without a doubt the best. And then we headed down to the boat. Once we stepped on the boat, we would not be stepping off until we reached land. And then we got to watch the teams start heading out. The staggered start, so every 3 minutes another boat would leave. And so we got to cheer for them. And then it was our turn.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great.
We passed by a pier with the infamous 2,800 miles to go sign and got to wave by. It was just so exciting to see everybody excited for us and happy for us, cheering and waving. I just remember like searching for Trent and trying to find him and like wave one last time to him. And he was at the very end of the pier, and I saw him and I just remember like screaming up to him, "I love you!" And he screamed it back to me. Seeing all of the faces on the pier just gave me all of the butterflies in my stomach. I couldn't quite believe that this time we took the boat out, we wouldn't be returning to the same location. We would be rowing it all the way across the Pacific Ocean and straight to Hawaii. One of the race rules is that we had to pass north of this marked buoy before we could turn south if we wanted. Shortly after we passed that buoy, we started noticing something wasn't quite right and we were having some technical difficulties. And I just remember feeling a bit doubtful and just thinking to myself, like, no way did we finally get to the start line, started the race, and 30 minutes in we're gonna have to turn around. I didn't know if we did have to turn around to fix something really quick, if they would disqualify us or if they would still let us go, but then we would be like that much further behind all of the other teams. It was just so uncertain. I was feeling really uneasy about that. Thankfully, that did not happen. We did not have to turn around. What happened was our charge controllers for our batteries had defaulted to 24 volts instead of 12 volts, which was much too strong for our little boat, and so that's why we were having some technical difficulties with our steering and our auto tiller. We were able to fix that pretty quickly and easily. After that, we were back on track and kept rowing. One of the best pieces of advice we received for day one was to stick true to our heading. We had determined a heading with our weather router Dawn prior to the race start day. She had told us, you're going to see boats more north than you, and some boats are going to be more south than you. Stick to where you're heading. Don't let them influence where you're going. She's done this race before. She's done the Atlantic race before, so she knows that feeling of seeing all these boats and seeing them go in different directions and questioning, are we doing the right thing? Are we going the right way? Should we change course? Do they know something we don't know? Are they gonna have better conditions if they go this way? Within 1 to 2 hours, all boats, all teams were out of sight, and it felt like we were officially on our own out there. Once we got a little bit further from land, we're just completely surrounded by humpback whales. We've got whales! Almost the entire day and in every direction around us, whales were spouting, breaching. We could see their fins and their tails come out of the water. It was incredible. To have an already adrenaline-filled day that much more exciting was awesome. Oh, there's two! Man, they're big. Gosh. We did see a couple of seals and a lot of birds too, but the whales were for sure the highlight. I want to talk a little bit about our shift schedule for day one because it looked a little bit different than what it would be for the rest of the crossings. We decided to row 3 people up for 3 hours on, 1 hour off. And that was a brutal schedule. We knew that we wouldn't have this schedule for long, so we knew we just needed to push through, which we did, but it was tough. The 1 hour off was most definitely not enough time for my body to rest and recover the way it needed to. And quickly, my body started feeling fatigue and pain. I had already began chafing on my butt. My knees felt old and creaky. My hands were already getting tense and tender. It was hard, but we wanted to put ourselves in a good position. At some point during the night, we decided to give our bodies a little bit extra rest. I know for me, I rode from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. and then from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. was my first 3 hour off shift. Just got off another 3 hour shift. I'm tired. It's, I think 3 in the morning. And I get my first 3 hour off shift. So I'm going to bed. Which was incredible. It was exactly what my body needed. Thankfully, because I got a full night's rest the night before, I didn't feel the need to sleep in those 1 hour off shifts during the day. Mostly used those shifts to eat and fuel my body while I was still feeling hungry and not nauseous. Overall, day one was just awesome. It was just a fun day. For sunset! And it's all ocean. Everything we had put into this race had all led up to this day. Something I was surprised by from both Trent and my mom was Trent wrote me his own card for each day that I was gone, and my mom had friends and family each pick a day to write me a card. I thought I would read some of them with you guys. For day 1, it was from my mom. It says, "I love you to the beach and back," which that's for sure. "Can't wait to see you in Kauai. You got this. Love, Mom." From Trent, he always put what day it was on the top, and then he always addressed it to the love of my life. He says, "As you start this insane journey, please remember that I am incredibly proud of you, and my love and support are beyond every single stroke that you take. You've got this. It's all mental. I love you and cannot wait to be reunited." I didn't actually start reading these until day like 4 or 5. I was just still trying to get in the routine of things, but once I started them, I quickly realized how much I needed these. But that's a wrap for day 1. If you have any questions, make sure to put them in the comments so that I can answer them. And I will see you next week for day 2.